Hi, everybody. It's Lee Caraher, and this is Everything Speaks, where we talk about how everything you do and say speaks for you. So the words and the actions and the timing and the tone and the body language all speaks for you in public relations, in media relations, in employee relations, in partner relations, in anything that you have to talk to. It all speaks for you. And today I want to talk about something that I'm trying my best to be better at, which is just end your sentence. I help a lot of people, from entry-level staff just getting started to CEOs and C-suite people who are preparing to go on stage in front of 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 people. I help them talk well, deliver a solid message, be heard, build or reinforce a reputation, inspire action or confidence, and contribute. And that is the point of communication, all those things. Be heard, build and reinforce your reputation, inspire confidence and action, and contribute. And the biggest thing I do recently has been helping people end their sentence so that you don't ruin the point by keeping talking. Because sometimes what happens when you keep talking is you devalue what you've just said or yourselves. You bring yourself down in terms of your gravitas. And it's as simple and really hard as replacing two really self-compromising questions that people seem to be adding to the end of their sentences more and more. So 2 things you shouldn't say at the end of your sentences. When you end the sentence with, does that make sense? So you've just spent however long it is that you've made your thesis, you've backed it up, you've made your point. Boom, mic drop. And then you say, does this make sense? Deflation. What that says to people is that I'm not sure I explained it well at best, and I don't know what I'm talking about at worst. You may think you're providing an out for people who may not have followed along with you or who aren't as experienced with you, but actually you're compromising yourself and your message and whatever you're trying to inspire and anyone who agrees with you. If you need to bridge to hand the baton back to the group without losing authority, instead of saying, does that make sense? Say things like, I'd love to hear your perspective, or how does that fit into what you're seeing? Or what else should we think about? Or do you see it differently? I would love to hear that. This way, you're not negating what you've just said. You're adding to what you've just said. You're standing strong in your point of view, and you're open to improvement and feedback, but you're not negating what you've just said and how you said it. Any of these, I'd love to hear your perspective. How does that fit in with your seeing? How else should we think about it? Do you see it differently? We'd love to hear that. Any of these will move the conversation ahead confidently and collaboratively without inserting this unintended self-doubt into the mix. It really is so compromising to your gravitas and your position. Another thing that we say is that's okay at the sentence. And frankly, that's totally self-sabotaging. You've shared your idea, you've outlined a plan, you presented a useful point, and then you force the listener to choose between a yes and no answer of, is that okay? If that's okay. And sometimes if you're the boss, you're giving them a false signal on that, because if they say no, they know they're up against the boss, which this is not a great position to put somebody in. And another way of thinking about it, if that's okay, if you're, depending on where your position is, if that's okay, hands your expertise, your thinking, and your reasoning to the listener as if your point doesn't matter. And we'll move forward this way with this recommendation because of this reason. If that's okay? Why'd you bother talking? Instead, swap out if that's okay with, I'm open to feedback, or let me know what you think, or happy to adjust if needed, which doesn't devalue what you've said. It says, that you're not alone, that you're in a group, that you need to listen to feedback and other ideas to improve upon your idea, but it does not devalue your idea. These phrases, open to feedback, let me know what you think, happy to adjust if needed, they signal confidence in your idea and they invite collaboration and engagement without taking yourself out of the equation. In my experience, many people don't even know they're saying this. So when we record people, so in our work, we record people in our training, and then we make people watch it back. It's the most cringy thing. And I have to watch myself back in this podcast all the time. It's the most cringy thing. So they don't even know. Oh my gosh, I had no idea. Or we might put the transcript into figure out how many times they said like, or how many did they say, is that okay? Or does that make sense? One CEO I was working with said, does that make sense? Like 9 times in 1 hour. 9 times. Oh my gosh. He was mortified when he listened back. But it's really with that listening back that you actually see those things and hear those things that are so jarring to you. So again, in my experience, most people don't even know they're saying this. And they're confused about why they're not getting credit for their ideas, or that their ideas aren't landing, or that they're getting pushback. They're inviting pushback by saying, if that's okay, or does that make sense? They're inviting it. So again, catch yourself, just end the thing, end the sentence. Make yourself a note in your speaking points. Stop. I actually wrote that onto a couple of my clients' talking points. I wrote stop in big red letters. They're like, oh, I think I need that. I think you need that. I think you need that. Stop yourself. Stand in what you've said, or sit in what you said, whatever, wherever you're doing, and catch yourself and rephrase and bring these things back. Open to feedback. Let me know what you think. Happy to adjust if needed. Or I'd love to hear your perspective. Or how does that fit in with your seeing? Use a different way to end your point that doesn't negate your point and invites improvement, collaboration, and buy-in. It's the same thing as when we say, you're awesome, but. So you've spent all this time trying to sandwich that conversation. Got to give good, negative, good. But all that person can hear is a negative because you put a but after that first positive note, which totally negates whatever the hell you just said. And people will just focus on what you're saying after the word but. Okay. Just end your sentence. The end. Have a great day. This is Lee Caraher, and this is Everything Speaks.